Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the LRS Stock Car Series. We're here for the finale of the LRS Season 5, where we are running the new schedule. Of course, Emperor Unite, and just for one time only. And currently the standings: Shiny in first, Demi second, Kanzi in third, Intoxicating fourth, MT on fifth. We have Ricky in sixth, Metro 7th. We have Solana, Jack, and Jimmy Fuego, all three duking it out for that 8th spot. Meanwhile, the bottom 10 sees Sam with 29 points, Links with 26, Apollo with 24, Scratch with 15, JKR with 11, Yasop with 10, Zach and Daniels are both tied with 9 points, Smoker with 8, and Audi with 6, making that all of the drivers here in LRS. So about to get ready. We are going to see the finale of LRS. Keep an eye out for the next race that we'll have after LRS. Of course, the finale of LRS. But after LRS is when the floodgates will open, as I say. That's when we're going to have GT. We're going to have Prototype. We're going to have Stock Car with the current schedule that we're running. We'll have a slight bit of tweaking here and there, but we'll still run the same schedule. We'll also have the Prototype series. We'll have the GT series. We'll have the Formula series, Stock Car series, but we'll also have the regionals. And I'll say keep an eye out on those. But before we're even going to start with those, we of course have the Legends Endurance 1, which is going to be the very first Legends Endurance. It's going to be around 150 kilometers as opposed to what we're going to run in the future, which is going to be the average of 300, maybe sometimes 500, depending on how good the entrants are. But for the time being, 150, afterwards 300. It's going to go into taking a look at the qualifying session here at Daytona, with Zach starting off first out of all of the drivers. Of course, Lynn's also here, the 23. He had a pretty good season, I would say. He had a pretty alright season. Was in the top for a few moments. Not really a top spot, but definitely in like top 5. And it was really nice to see him being high up there. Lots of people here at Daytona. And Zach and Linz are going to start their laps here. Already coming out, and this is going to block Linz over there. As Artie's coming out and tries to get up the speed. Meanwhile, Linz was right up the speed. Going for 300 kilometers on turn 1. But had to stop there, unfortunately. Of course, going from stock car to everything else is a bit of a one-up. And I'm glad this is going to be what we're going to do next. Going from stock car to everything else. We have the resources to do so. So why should we not do it? Let's go for it. And also, the... Whoa! Little bit of a contact over there. Jimmy Fuego and JKR had a little bit of a touch back there. Well, that's because Jimmy Fuego was trying to get up to speed and JKR could avoid the 32 over there. Either way, what I was saying was, we have way more series that we could do. It'll be nice to see, as Zach currently goes pole position with a 46,900 here at Daytona. But I'm not gonna say what people's runner so far, because we still have a lot for the drivers to go. But yes, we're not gonna leave Daytona after. In fact, it's gonna be daytime at Daytona, and we're slowly about to go into nighttime, and then we're gonna find out who's gonna be the winner. course, for the people who have not even noticed or even known, the entrants are already confirmed for uh, the Legends Endurance. It's going to be Sam who's going to be driving it, or I'll just say the LMP1 drivers. It's going to be, for LMP1, it's going to be Sam driving the Toyota. It's going to be Scratch driving the Toyota, Artie driving the Porsche, Smokero driving the Toyota, and Apollo driving the Audi. And for GT3, it's going to be Shiny driving the Lamborghini, Metro driving the Lamborghini, Slano driving the Nissan, JKR driving the Mercedes, and Jack driving the McLaren. Those are going to be the 10 drivers we'll have in Legends Endurance for the very first one. And that's why we're also running it 150 as opposed to 300. 150 does sound like a lot, but it's less than it's like 50 kilometers less than prototype races. Prototype races are always 200 kilometers. So less than 5 minutes remaining. Everyone already has their run going. So currently, from 20th to the bottom 10, I would say, in fact, Apollo, Slowno, Jake, you're Intoxicated, Metro, Zach, Ricky, MTL, Jack, and Salmon, and Zap 10, Scratch, Kanzi, Demi, Denny, and Shiny, Smokero, Linz, Jim Fuego, Artie, and Yesap, who's at pole position so far. But a 46.402 under his name. Let's see if Yesap could keep that spot. Currently, it's a podium lockout for the Toyotas. It's a Toyota podium. Never mind. It's a 2-3 for Toyota and MTL, who managed to bring that Chevy to the top spot. MTL has also been an absolute unit of a driver. He's done a lot of crazy things here and there this season. And of course, he is 5th in the standings. So if he gets pole position, also a race win here, he could take that championship away from the other drivers. As all the other drivers that are included within the top 5, those are Intoxicated, who is all the way in 17th. Demi, who is all the way in 13th. Championship leader Shiny, who's in 10th. And Kanzi, who's in 9th. And the driver that is also 3rd in the championship standings. MTL, who's 5th. He could possibly snatch it all away here at Daytona. And that will be an incredible story to tell, if that does happen. But let's not pop the champagne too soon. We still have a long night here at Daytona. Of course, after the 10-minute quali session, we're gonna do 25 laps. But the great thing about it is, pit stops are super rare. Well, not really super rare, but like they will still happen, because these guys are pushing these cars to absolute limit. But like, it'll be way less than Season 4's Daytona finale. Taking a look at Metro right here, the 21. He has also been doing all right. And of course, he's the first driver to ever get the entrance to Legends Endurance. So we're not gonna say goodbye to him. Well, we're gonna say goodbye to him in stock car. Also Shiny, we're also gonna say goodbye to Shiny in stock car. And she's gonna go to GT and prototype and leave stock car. Meanwhile, the driver right next to her, Demi, will stay at stock car, but he'll also join in GT. Yeah, and I guess I could say the same thing for Denny. He's gonna have the same route as Shiny. Leave stock car, join GT and prototype. And Denny also will be driving a different car in prototype than Shiny. Shiny will be racing the Toyota. But Denny will be driving the Audi, if I'm correct. He's either driving an Audi or he's driving a Porsche, but I think it is... No. I think he drives a Porsche. I think he drives a Porsche in LMP1. And also for the new layout... Hold the phone. Kanzi in third. This could change. This could change it all. As the qualifying session here at Daytona comes to an end. We're looking at the remaining vehicles. I'm going to the finish line and see if anyone could crack that top 3 spot. Or possibly a top 5 and make their way up. Either way, what I was saying was the standings and such are now going to be in sheet documents. So they're not going to be in text forms anymore. They're going to be in sheet forms, which is way better because that makes it way more... you can just see, okay, they ended 20th. That was their overall final standings. It makes it way easier for me too because I don't have to like tally up and such. I could just really just like look at the recording and be like, okay, cool. So last 2 cars are coming over. No improvement from them, meaning that... Wait, hold on, what? Jimmy a pull. Jimmy Fuego, MTL, Smoker, Kanzi, and Yesab. That makes your top 5. That is a surprise pull. I didn't even notice that. I was just so concentrated on everything else. So looking at Jimmy Fuego. He's about to come to the start and we're going green, racing here for 25 laps. For Daytona. You see MTL getting really close to him right there. Looking all the way at the back of the field. Multiple cars coming left and right. They're trying to go 3 wide back there, but that should not be a thing that is super risky to do. Metro's definitely trying to squeeze that Chevy in between that battle over there. And you see Apollo going really wide, weaving. And Metro also weaving left and right, trying to find a way to get ahead of the driver over there. I think they're about to go too wide over there. Yep. You definitely see somebody next to Danny Ellis trying to get ahead, and I think that is Scratch over there. That was a great caller. Oh, Sam got a little bit loose. Into lap 2 we go. Jimmy Fuego still in the lead, but the top 4 is still within the question. So possibly at the final stock car season before the big change, Kanzi could turn, or Jimmy Fuego could turn it into a 1-2 with Kanzi. But it depends on how the race will be going afterwards as Smoker takes the lead. And now Apollo all the way 18th at the moment. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's scared to hit the wall there big time. Big time. Really hard into the wall, but he does have control under the car. Where's the car under control? That's what I meant. Jimmy Fuego takes the lead again. Now Kanzi over half a second away from the top 2 over there. I don't know if you could like reel that Chevy back to the top 2. Because currently it is a Toyota versus Toyota row 1 and then Chevy versus Chevy at row 2. You definitely see MTL Getting closer and closer to Kanzi at the moment. But MTL could not even fathom his shit to get close to those two Toyotas up front. Lap 4 we go. Looking at Gaze up all the way in 9th. He's kind of in no one's. He's kind of in. Yeah, he's kind of in the middle of nowhere at the moment. He's in nobody's land at the moment. Kind of stuck in between the battle of Sam and Ricky, but also not close enough to get closer to JKR. So it's gonna be a bit of a. He's in a bit of a difficult situation at the moment. But Ricky does get ahead of Sam and gets closer. Now JKR getting ahead of Shiny, but Shiny keeping the pressure onto the 72. Although the Dutchman finds a way to get closer to Linz. Meanwhile, Shiny's going to do the same tactic as Linz goes to the bottom. Jimmy also to the bottom, Smoke here to the top. Now he's going to try to switch it up as he has more momentum coming out. So lap 5 they're about to go. So we have 20 laps remaining here at Daytona. And he takes the lead, the 95 up front. And the 32 behind the 95 as Kanzi is trying to get closer and closer. I think they're about to go free wide back there. That could go ugly if gone wrong. But it looked like everything went alright. Good to know, because I think they were really close. I think they went free wide over there. And they were about to enter turn 1, so it's good that they broke loose. Kanzi tries to get closer and closer to help his teammate, but he really needs to first get rid of the 12 before being in help or being very supportive to the 32. And now Kanzi gets ahead. Meanwhile, Smoker also getting overtaken by Jimmy Fuego. Jimmy Fuego takes the lead once again. You definitely see Jaker like absolutely like marching on. He tries to get closer and closer and closer, and he does get ahead. There's a bit of a difficult situation right here with Shiny, and Shiny had to smack on the brakes there for a second. But Jaker on the inside at the bottom and gets ahead of that pack over there. But that pack is also far away from the pack up front, which is in a whole different league in of itself. But Jaker getting himself into a top 5 sounds already good enough. But Shiny's not taking it. Of course, her position in the championship is as important as that race win over there. Because I think they're about to go free wide into the next turn. Hopefully they break that free wide situation before they enter the next turn. But I'm afraid they don't. These two packs side to side out of turn 1. They're still side to side. It is literally door to door. It's down to the wire of who's going to take the lead from either of the two. And that section's going to break. And the Buckshot Bros, both of them, come out on top. Beautiful, beautiful right there. It is a 1-3 for the Buckshot Bros. These two are working in unison. It is beautiful to see teamwork like this. And Kanzi is slowly but surely getting closer and closer to Jimmy Fuego. the effort that he has put to try to get closer is slowly but surely coming to fruition. It's coming to it's actually working. He's actually progressing and getting closer and closer to the field. So at any moment he could try to overtake and take the lead again. Metro really loose on the turns. And then, of course, then you have to go very careful next to Metro. He couldn't really overtake him on the outside. I mean, looking at the way he was driving, he could have definitely done that, but I think he stood behind because he was afraid. He was possibly afraid that Metro would hit him by sheer accident. You do see Metro slowly getting loose on loose from time to time. As Jim Fuego. Take a look behind him. Kanzi does get closer and closer. Smokero taking the lead again here at Daytona. And the effort Kanzi has put is not really working at the moment. He is getting further and further away as Jim Fuego and Smokero try to like one-up one another, meaning that they're going on their own pace. Meanwhile, MTL over half a second away from Kanzi. So Kanzi is currently in nobody's land. Scratch, you definitely see Scratch trying to put that car close to him. About to go free wide, I think. We're going free wide at Daytona. That is not safe in the slightest. What the fuck is this camera angle? There we go. And MTL losing so much of his pace that Artie and JKR are able to catch up to him soon. As Scratch tries to get ahead of Yasap here, does that very well. Danielle's also trying to get involved within the battle. He is a striking distance, so he could easily get involved within the battle. It's just the pace. It's purely the pace that he has to work on. Once he has that under control, it's all done deal. Takes the lead here. As Shaker's already closer to MTL, and already overtook MTL, so he could get closer and closer. As MTL is slowly drowning and like getting dropping down the scores. He's drowning down into the positions. And this could possibly get all of the teams to connect to each other again, as even Artie gets ahead of Kanzi right there. And now Kanzi's opportunity is in question. His position is now in question. But currently where he's sitting, and currently at the standings right now, Shiny 7th, meaning that she could get a total of 3 points. Kanzi in 4th, meaning that he could get a total of 6 points. And that would still put Shiny in the lead. Actually, no. That will make both of them tie up. That will make both of them tied. But then it comes down to the standing. Then it comes down to the Daytona finale finish. And looking at it, Kanzi already in 3rd. If it does happen to be that Kanzi and Shiny tie up in the points, we're gonna look at Daytona, and Kanzi in 4th for 3rd, definitely ahead of Shiny, means that Kanzi will then take that championship. And that shows consistency is in fact key. Because I think we have never seen Kanzi in the top step in season 5. But if he could even get himself into the top 3 here, he's more than secured. So consistency is key. And Demi into the pits for some reason. Did he go for pit stop, or was he involved in a crash? I cannot tell. But now Demi a whole lap down. And that's very unfortunate for the 77, and I think that's a great way of him ending the season, especially when he was in 2nd and he's now all the way at the bottom of the field. This is not a great way for him to end the season in the slightest. As now MTL tries to get ahead of Kanzi and tries to get that 5th spot away from him. Tries to go on the outside. Now Kanzi's trying to go to the outside too. And you see him trying to get the slipstream of both Kanzi and MTL at the same time. Just getting ahead of Denny as we have 10 more laps remaining here at Daytona. Shiny getting closer and closer to Linz, but I think Linz is going to take and defend Shiny here as he goes to the bottom. And JKR also has an opportunity. Shiny goes way far to the top. The 72 could get ahead of the 1. Now the question is, could the 72 get ahead of the 23? The answer is yes. Yes, okay, the answer is yes. Okay, he did get ahead. We're looking at Artie side to side with the 7 of Kanzi. And the battle between Smoker and Jimmy Fuego is slowly but surely coming over to an end here. And Smoker is not in striking distance anymore. It's not even side to side anymore. This could possibly be it for Jimmy Fuego. He could just run away with a win here. But he needs to play it cool. He needs to keep his concentration. He needs to keep his focus. And then we'll be able to see if Jimmy Fuego really deserves that Daytona finale win. Ooh. And Jake are getting blocked by Linz over there, giving Jack an opportunity to get ahead. And now Jack is going to do everything. He gets ahead of JKR, he gets ahead of Linz. He gets 2 birds with 1 stone over there. Fantastic thinking right there from the 10, who is now currently in 6th place. And Shiny in 9th, who must be furious at the moment. Of course, due to being blocked by Linz. And now she's going to try to strike here, as she makes an absolute leap ahead of JKR. Now it looks like there's a crash with Linz. Oh no, Darren, excuse me, sorry. Sorry for the false alarm, people. That was not... I thought Linz stood still, but it's just because the 0 is white. If the 0 is white for a long while, that means somebody has crashed. I thought someone crashed, but no, it's not like that. It's because the 0 keeps going white, red. And that means they're literally set aside. I thought someone had crashed. But something even more important. Kanzi could possibly take that 2nd spot. Already getting ahead. But the spot for 2nd is now in question, as Audi and Kanzi are getting closer and closer, and they are able to turn that 3rd and 4th into a 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. With Smokegear being involved in the battle. And that could also change into them gaining speed and getting close to Jimmy Fuego and putting the 1st spot into question. So Kanzi's situation at the moment is a bit of a double-edged sword, as Jacob gets ahead of Shiny here. Kanzi's in a bit of a double-edged sword situation. He could try to get the group together and get closer to Jimmy Fuego, but in return, Jimmy Fuego's win will be in question. Like, Jimmy's win will not be guaranteed, so it's either he's like, if he wants to get closer to Jimmy, he has to deal with all the other guys. And I think that's actually what's about to happen, as those guys are getting closer. Kanzi not even being able to get over there. His plan went all down the drain, as those guys slingshot ahead of the 7. He needs to find a way to get closer, as Smokehero is back to the top spot again, and he's gonna try to overtake, and he's gonna take the lead here. And now Kanzi needs to find a way to get closer to these guys, because if he don't, it's gonna be an absolute nightmare for the 7 and also for the 32. Off the plans, of the ideas that he had, I knew what he was trying to do, but it did not go well. As Jimmy Fuego goes all the way down to 3rd at the moment. A win possibly for the Buckshot Bros. A possible 1-2 has gone down the drain, and this is definitely going to cause a lot of anger in the Buckshot Bros management. There's only 5 more laps remaining. It has to be now or never for the leaders. The top 3, in fact. It is either Audi holds back. He either holds back Smokehero and Jimmy Fuego, takes the win. Smokehero either has to push and get the win and hold back Audi or Jimmy Fuego, or Jimmy is gonna push like a mofo and try to get ahead. No, I thought they were going 3 wide there for a second. You don't understand. When it goes to the front, it looks like they're about to go 3 wide, but it's just like in different angles. That's why I'm so iffy on making those calls. So Smokero takes the lead. And Jimmy does get closer. He's at the bottom now. Kanzi completely in no one's land at the moment. All the faith that, all the hope for Buckshot Bros is now on to Jimmy's shoulders. It is now or never for the 32. But is it going to be now or is it going to be never? It's about to go free wide. That's going to go wrong. That is definitely going to go wrong. And Jim Fuego to the wall. Everything that the Buckshot Bros have tried to do. And there goes Jack. MTL, big crash here. Shiny involved. And Jimmy Fuego tumbling and spinning all over the place. Oi, 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 MTL into the pits. And that was... What the fuck was Jimmy thinking? What the fuck was that? I know what he tried to do, but he didn't back out in it. He didn't back out from the situation. And he tried to take a shot in the dark. And he just missed. He straight up missed that attempt. And now, Kanzi could take a podium. But that possible win for the Buckshot Bros is completely down the drain after Jimmy tried to make it free wide and he got into deep shit. Oh my god. What a dramatic end to the race as both of them stopped right there as Jimmy Fuego does to get back up to speed. This means that Kanzi could get up to speed with them. And now this could change the race right here. Now Jack is involved. But Smoke Hero, he went ahead by a big margin at the moment. And he is far ahead of the pack. I think Smoke Hero could win this one after all. And MTL not coming out of the pits. I think his car is done deal for the race. Very unfortunate for the pole sitter, who was all the way down in 20th at the moment. And now the pack is reset somewhat. And now the positions, all the positions are now a huge question mark. And they could be filled by any of these drivers. About to go into turn 3 right, or turn 2 right here. And Smoke Hero with a huge lead at the moment. I think he'll run away with this one. I think he'll take the win here. But the question is, now, Shiny. If Shiny gets ahead of JKR. So waving white flag. One more left to go here. Daytona. If Shiny gets ahead of JKR, she could hold back Kanzi from taking the championship. And she could become the champion if she gets ahead of JKR right here. And now Kanzi and Jack duking it out for the 3rd spot. Meanwhile, we have Audi in 2nd. And now, what is Shiny going to do? What is Kanzi going to do? What is Jack going to do? Will they defend the championship? Will they possibly try to win the whole tournament? Well, we definitely do know who's going to win the race here at Daytona. So waving the black and the white checkered flag for the last time before the big change. Smoke Hero takes the win here at Daytona. Audi in 2nd, Jack at 3rd, Kanzi 4th, JKR 5th, Shiny 6th, Lindsay 7th, Yes up in 8th, Scratch in 9th, and Denny in 10th. Making that the top 10 here at Daytona. Holy shit. This was such a good race. This is definitely one of my favorite races ever. There was so much drama. Oh my god. This is definitely one of my all-time favorite races in LRS. So we're about to get ready and look at the results. I'll also tell you guys about the fastest lap. We already know the pole position. That was MTL, who unfortunately hit the wall super hard. And or he did not hit the wall. He hit Jimmy Fuego, made him crash the car. So currently taking a look at this, looking at the results here of Excuse me, completely forgot about the music. I just need to get down to earth real quick because that race was so intense. So, top 10 was Smoke Hero, Artie, Jack, Kanzi, JKR, Shiny, Linz, Aesop, Stretch, and Denny. And fastest lap was made by Artie. And for the last time, I'm about to take a look at the standings, and here we have it. Ladies and gentlemen, the champion of Season 5 is none other than Shiny. And the number 1, Chevy Camaro. Congratulations to Shiny, who won by just 1 point ahead. Kanzi in second with 50 points. Demi in third with 44. We also have Intoxicated with 41. And Jack with 38, making that the top 5. But how about the top 10? We have MTL also tied with Jack. Well, that's not really important on the ties outside of top 3. That's not really important. MTL then. We also have Ricky. We have Jimmy Fuego and Metro also tied. And Jimmy Fuego ahead. Slon and all in 10th with 30. So these are your top 10 drivers. How about the bottom 10? We also have Linz, who's tied with Slon over there. We have Sam, we have Apollo, who unfortunately was outside of the top 10, despite being in the top 3 last season. Smoke Hero also within there. JKR. And very impressive that Smoke Hero did manage to shoot himself, because he was all the way down there with Artie for a second. He was down like 19th, I think. And he shot himself all the way from 19th to 14th with just a single Daytona win. That shows how skillful you have to be, and you deserve those points, Smoke Hero. You definitely do. And JKR with 17 points, Scratch also with 17 points, Artie with 16 after coming into the podium. Aesop with 13, Danny with 10, and Zach with 9, making that Season 5 of LRS Stock Car. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you next at the LRS Legend.